there, and welcome to today's video. For today's video, we are doing Deli's 2021 Shell Challenge. So here's the thing when I started building. I actually went into it this week without even knowing what I wanted to build. And it just so happened that when I opened Sims, there was Deli's Shell Challenge. So I thought, why not try it out? Let me tell you, this shell was a challenge. And the issue was, it wasn't so much of a challenge because of the layout. I actually really liked this challenge because it let me play a lot with more of a modern build that I wouldn't do myself. I would like to consider that I do some modern stuff from time to time, but nothing to the level that Deli is able to do it sometimes. But my issue with the build itself were the platforms. I really like the look that a platform gives a house, especially when you use it as a roof. My issue was basically making rooms upstairs. Any room that I would try to make upstairs, the second that I closed the room, it ended up shifting all the platforms. And it does that all the time. That is one of the bugs that I hope gets fixed with the update coming out with the, what's it called, the paranormal stuff pack? Typically, when there's a stuff pack coming out, they also do some bug fixes when there's any pack, really. So I'm really hoping that they fix platforms, even though I know it's probably a big ask. They took a while to bring platforms, and I'm guessing they're gonna take probably even longer to fix the bugs in it. But at the end of the day, at least they're here, at least we can use them. So let's try this challenge that uses platforms on the roofs at the very least. So I started a bit with the outside. I wanted to get a feel for what I actually wanted this house to be. At the beginning, I wanted it to be very neutral in the sense that you could place it basically in any world. But since I was in Oasis Springs, at the end of the day, I did end up putting some cacti here and there, but not too big of a deal. I think it's still a house that you could put in any world and it would look okay. And after that, I wanted to go for which colors I was going to use. I really wanted to use a solid color, some wood, and some stone. I think I was able to pull it off, but let me know what you think anyways. This house is definitely quite out there compared to what I would have built. So I started very much with the outside. I tried looking a bit at what could have been done outside, looking at the pool and how it went into the pond and what I wanted to have on the deck that was outside. And I figured, considering that there were absolutely no rules for this challenge, it was basically just a here's a shell challenge. I decided to take the liberty of deciding that we could get rid of the walls that were in the middle of the house. So I got rid of that middle wall, which I guess this house still would have worked with that wall, it just wouldn't have been as open. And I think upstairs it would have been quite a challenge, especially with the placement of the stairs and how the platforms were behaving. But besides that, I left pretty much everything the way it was. I didn't add much to the shape itself outside. I didn't move where stairs were, but I did add some additional stairs. And here's how I thought of this house. There is the main house, and the second section, the smaller section on the side, which at first I was kind of thinking to make that a garage, but that wouldn't really work out because it was already on some foundation. I decided to make that a guest house. That could either be a bit of an in-law suite, a guest house just as an Airbnb, for example. But that is its own functional house, which, surprise, surprise, there's a bit of a tiny build in this giant build. But the main house has only 2 bedrooms, believe it or not. I decided to make the 2 bedrooms kind of like a formal master bedroom and a second double bedroom. So this could have been maybe a house for 2 couples. Maybe this is a vacation house and someone can be on their own and there could be a lot of people in the other house. I didn't really list it as a vacation lot since I think it's going to be really expensive for the day, but it is a possibility for sure. Besides that, it's the areas that you would expect in a house. There's a kitchen, there's a living room, there is a dining room. I did try to do different things with colors, still kind of on the dark side, but I tried to accent it a lot with yellows here and there. The bedrooms, though, I am quite in love with. They're very different from what I would have done normally. And in the living room and dining room, I even tried to make a double-sided fireplace. Not sure I would classify it really as accomplished, but I tried. Let's just put it that way. So outside, I decided to do a bit of a bar area. So there's actually a sunken social space. I was considering what exactly to do there. I knew I wanted to have at least one couch, but I didn't know what I wanted the area to look like in general. And I also wanted to find a way to connect both of the decks. The way I did it was I put some pool loungers by the pool on the side of the main house, and on the other side, I put more of a bar so they could have their own bar area if it ends up being more of a guest house instead of a main house. But the way they connect is basically the barbecue area. I put the barbecue area in a corner, sort of between the two houses. So it's a social space if you do want Sims from both areas to come together and have a bit of a time together. Upstairs, since I don't tend to make houses this big, I had a lot of room to play with, and I really considered the idea of making several bedrooms. But the more I was thinking about this, the more I was thinking it on more of the fancier side, where I think this house would have bigger bedrooms instead of having several smaller bedrooms. So once you come up the stairs, there's a bit of a living room. This is more of an informal living room, whereas I would say that the downstairs one is a bit more formal. And it comes into two bedrooms. Each bedroom has its own private bathroom. These bathrooms were so hard to figure out. I have never worked with a layout where the bathroom is either this big or this weird in shape. I think I was able to make it work. Both of the bathrooms actually have a vanity, which I was really happy about at the moment. I wasn't expecting to be able to fit a vanity. And throughout the house in general, I tried to add a lot of plants. But surprise, surprise, this is a base game house, and there's only so many plans that you have. They started becoming a bit repetitive. I will admit that, but I did try my best to make it look luscious without making it look repetitive. But anyways, we are getting close to the end of the build, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. Yes, I hate platforms. Thank you for noticing. I actually don't hate them. I find them very useful when you want to do certain things. But is this the update that Sims really needed? I think I would have preferred round walls, if I'm being completely honest. But how do you think I did in this challenge? Do you think I succeeded or do you think I flopped? Let me know down below. Let me know what you'd like me to try out next. I do still have some ideas up my sleeve, but I love hearing what you'd like me to try anyways, since sometimes some really weird stuff comes out of it. And it is actually a lot more fun than I expected it to be. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great weekend!